Hello shape enthusiasts, and welcome back to another episode of our 1000% hard mode challenge series. We have everything set to 1000%, including shape volumes, platform costs, and blueprint costs. We are going to see if we can forge on now with some more of our tasks. So last episode, we kicked off 5 tasks at the same time with our 3 different staging areas. We have 1 over here, we have staging 2 over here, and we have staging 3 over here. Our milestone 7 is kicked off and continuing on, so we're just waiting for that to complete. Our operator points need to be claimed, and that will give us plenty of technology points and allow us to upgrade our painting speed to max level. We are very close to max level everything. We might do trains next, I guess. Train capacity would probably be useful, but everything is kind of progressing along really well. What are we going to start with this episode? Well, we just unlocked mixing, so that allows us to do the next blueprint shape, which will double our blueprint generation. Not that our blueprint point generation is an issue at the moment. We've been sitting pretty on 1.4 million for an entire episode now, which is excellent to see. But in case we need to do stuff like slap down a man later on, we want to get this, probably an order of magnitude higher, just to make this entire blueprint cost thing irrelevant completely, right? So if we go to our blueprint area at the moment, we are currently producing this shape, which is worth 5 each, and we want to be producing this shape, which is worth 10 each. I kind of built 3 of these or 4 of these factories really bespoke here at the moment, because they basically, well, at the moment when we were building this shape, it was kind of easy to deal with. But now that we're building this shape with all the extra mixing and stuff, I'd like to build an easily extendable version of this factory instead of doing it super bespoke. So the shape seems to have remained the same. So we'll assume we have an input of this shape and an input of this shape, right? Given that input of that shape and that shape, we need to make cyan and white. So let's create our mixing array first. Now that we've unlocked it, let's figure out a nice area to do this, somewhere with RGB. We can import these 2 shapes wherever we want to do it. I mean, we can just do it here, but I kind of want to find a new area for it, somewhere where RGB is like really close. We don't need this blueprint point thing to be super close to our base. So let me just pick a good area for it. Oh, should we just import green from like the closest asteroid? Decisions. There's just nowhere nice and convenient to do this in. I mean, we got RGB here. We can import all the shapes in from over here, I guess. We can take that shape, and just import it, create a new staging area. I believe here would be good. So let's do that. Let's see. I'm going to have to work virtually with this shape because I don't want to cut this blueprint factory out, because in case I need more blueprints to build the new version. So I want to keep this sort of intact, and we'll create a new staging area over here, I think. This is RGB right here. All right, let's start with the shapes and we'll get the colors mixed first. So we need cyan and white. So cyan is we need something with an area with like lots of R, like more G and more B than R. But this little block 3B, I think, has everything that we need in it. So let's see if we can build one here, and we'll have the shapes shipped in from somewhere else. That sounds like a plan to me, guys. What do you guys think? We'll start with color mixing. We'll build a extractor for blue, and then we will get an extractor for green. Let's get a few belts of this color, as many as we can fit here. We'll see how many we can fit here, because let's have a think about how many belts of the color we need to make this. So we definitely need 1 extractor's worth of blue and 1 extractor's worth of green. Then we need another extractor's worth of blue and green to make cyan, which will make 2 cyans. So each of these will mix into 2 cyans. And then we will make, if we link it with 2 reds, that'll make 4 whites. So then we need to double up the cyan again. All right, we're going to have to figure this out. So let's see how much we can make based on the color, and then we'll decide how many of these factories that we want to make. Because we can halve the amount of factories if we get double the amount of points, right, at the same efficiency. So let's mix these first into some cyan, and then we should have a lot of cyan, right? Okay, so each of these belts is 4 belts worth of color. So let's see how much we can mix. Let's just link them all up with pipes first. So here's our blue. Maybe we'll do it here like that. And then here's our green. So let's just mix all of this into cyan first, and then we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it later, because some of the cyan will then need to become white, right? So this is actually 4 belts of blue and 4 belts of green. Let's have a look at our color mixer. I have a color mixer blueprint here. This should be a Mark III color mixer, and that thing costs 50k to make. We can afford 50k now. So with 4 belts of each, I should be able to mix out 8 belts of the color I need. We'll give out some spacing for belt shenanigans, something like that. And then I need green to come in to mix with all of these. So how is the best way to peel off green? Let's have a look. So if we get a green going like that, then we can peel off like this. Let me just get rid of all of these shenanigans over here. So we'll get green in here, we'll get green in here, we'll get green in here, and we'll get green in here. Right, and then we need to do a similar treatment to blue. So it can go behind. Maybe it needs 1 room to jump. Then blue can go in here, it can jump and go in here. It can keep jumping and go in here and here. Here's an array of 4 color mixes. That's going to give me out 8 belts of yellow. Now, can 8 belts fit onto a space pipe? So each one generates 10. So only 6 can fit onto a space pipe. So maybe we'll just put 4 on each pipe. That way it makes sense, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4. Let me just cut this. We'll use 2 space pipes and the old methodology. So now we've got 2 space pipes, but remembering these space pipes are actually carrying 8 yellows each. Cyans, sorry. So that's carrying 8 cyans each. Maybe we should use half of this to make white. An interesting number, isn't it? 8. Maybe we should have 4 belts of cyan and 4 belts of white. That way we can have 4 factories, right? So to make 4 belts of white, I only need 1 of these. I actually don't even need all of this. Like, I don't even need this factory, so let's just get rid of it. So that's 4 belts of cyan, and then we'll just make 4 belts of white here then. Let's cut some of this stuff just to make our lives easier and give our computer a little bit of breathing room, because it's currently struggling to keep up with everything. So these 2 cyans are going to go mix with 2 belts of red to make 4 belts of white. So let's see how we can do that. I guess we will link this together now. And then that'll go into new mixes with some red, right? So this is 2 belts. So I need 2 more mixes. Okay, sorry, I'm confusing myself with this weird ass design that I'm doing. But basically we need another mixer, like say here. We'll give a little bit of space for belt shenanigans. And here, right? And this cyan is going to go belt itself straight into these 2. That's 2 belts of cyan, 1 for you and 1 for the next one. Give a little bit of space for belt shenanigans, and in like that. We got more operator points to collect. We love it. We need a lot more operator points to get everything done. Now we just need 2 belts of red to satisfy this whole system. So let's grab more extractors over here. We'll grab 1 belt of red here and 1 belt of red here. Yeah, they just need to go like here, right? Something like that. Then that can go into here. And that can go into here. And that should make me 4 belts of white. So now I have 4 belts of white and 4 belts of cyan. I should say pipes, not belts. Just like that. And that's going to be the input color for my blueprint factory. Now, we need to make a blueprint factory that basically paints whole shapes, right? So should we get the shape production done in the same spot is what I'm thinking. But basically, if there's 4 belts of color, there needs to be 4 belts of each shape. So where can we get 4 belts of each shape? So we're going to need to piece some together randomly. But should we just do this from base shapes, do you guys reckon? What is the base shape? It is a square and an emerald and 2 circles. So that should be doable, but I need 8 circles. Interesting. Let's have a look if there's a nice asteroid nearby that can help us. Well, there's 2 circle asteroids here. So if I need 8 circles worth. I don't think any single asteroid can fit 8 circles, is there? Let me have a look. We can try to fit 8 circles, but I doubt there's any asteroid big enough to do that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, almost 7. So we'll just do 4 here, and we'll just do 4 in the circle next door, and they can just belt together into some sort of train network that'll bring us 8 circles out. So we'll get a belt. Now, should this be 2 separate train networks or just a 1? Interesting question. Let's go steal some trains from this area, and we will figure it out. These are the 6 trains. Let's steal it from staging 1. Where is this thing? Did I create a new marker for it? I have not, have I? This is not even the right area. Where am I? This is the new area that I'm doing things in, right? No, this is the circles. Where's my milestone area? All right, this is going to be the new area. I'm going to pick this shape, and I'm going to make a new blueprint marker for this. We're going to call this BP Factory. And we will chuck that marker in to tell us that is our blueprint point factory. While we're doing that, let's get these shapes kicked off because there's no point waiting. Let's deal with this shape first, and I believe that is being produced at our newest staging 3 area over here. We have this checkerboard magic going on over here, but wait, no, that was not that shape. My bad. Let me just check that task again. I believe that was happening somewhere else. Where is that happening at? One of these is making it. Let's just find it. I reminded myself that I should be constantly updating these staging markers with the actual shape that they're producing to avoid this exact problem. But I'm sure we can find it. It's not this thing, that's this thing. So it must be this last staging area, right? Yeah, so that was producing that previous shape. And how do we get from that previous shape to this shape? Something to do with a star. Is it just that shape stacked on top of a regular star? That sometimes when things feel too easy, I'm always suspicious because it's like, this is hard mode, right? So it shouldn't be, I thought every change is sort of like tricky. But basically we're just taking that shape and we're stacking this on top of it. Is that literally the change? So if I build a stacker now, the star is on the bottom, that is correct. In theory, that should just work. Make sure we rehook it up into our main line. Then we can go deal with this checkerboard shape. So that was definitely happening at staging 3. Our old checkerboard shape is doing that. We still need the old checkerboard shape, but now we need a checkerboard, 2 more circles, a red circle and an uncolored circle. That's fine. We got circles here. Oh, we're running out of circles. Only got 2 more belts of circles, but that's fine. We can bring one over like this. Maybe we'll do it here somewhere. And then we need another circle. Lucky I left plenty of belt room for these shenanigans. I don't like the idea of the way I'm peeling off here, but that's fine. We need to get this working on a painter. So I might cut this circle line and just make it go underneath so I have room to work as long as possible. Then these two can sort of meet, like we can peel off a red from here and we can get that to meet this circle like this. Then we can build our painter sort of here and then get it to curve out like here. I think maybe this can be 1 tile back. Like here and here. Then we can just build a painter that will paint that circle. Something like that. That will give us our red circle and this will give us our uncolored circles. Then we just need to checkerboard them the same way we checkerboard like this. So we can just do that here, I guess. Why not? I like spaghetti. Spaghetti is fun. I might regret this later, but we'll see. But that should give us our checkerboarded circles, right? Because this thing checkerboards. Then we can take that and just bring it out here. And we can stack it on top of this shape. But of course, I have absolutely no way to validate whether that works or not until I get some shapes going. So we will build our stacking array, but this thing definitely needs to go on top. There might be some rotation thing, but I can add the rotation there. So we'll build our stacker. Make sure the bottom, that is not the right way. We'll flip it, and that is the top. So we'll get that going into here. We'll get the result of this shape going into here. Then the output can go into here. Excellent. While we wait for that shape to complete, let's go validate this shape. So this shape is the same shape, just stacked on top of a gray version of itself. And I built this very cleverly in an area with this exact same shape. So I can simply just extract another one of these right here and stack it very easily. Let's bring it up a little bit. Then the output of this can be stacked onto this with a stacker. Just like that, we're ensuring that's on the bottom and that's on the top, correct? And that should give us that new shape. Now, before we go back to our blueprint factory, let's validate with ourselves that these are now being produced correctly. So I believe this first one was happening at staging 1. And does that shape look anything like the shape that I want to produce? Well, it's already validated that. That's great. Let's go back to our staging 3 and check if this shape is now being produced. I don't see anything being produced, but maybe that's because something is still traveling. Nope, it's not traveling because I've made a mistake here. And that's why we always have to validate. So we'll come back and check on that in a bit. Our operator level is ready. We're at 43. Now we're really cooking with fire. We're not taking any breaks anymore. Have you realized, guys? We're just going. We're just starting, and then there's like plenty of stuff to do, and we're just continuously going on. Which is how I like to play the game. The first, how long are we in now? 20 hours into the game. The first 15 hours was quite boring because I basically just had to wait for stuff to get done. But yeah, milestone 7 is also done, so we should definitely get that kicked off before we continue. So where is milestone 7 being currently made? How did we transition from the previous shapes to this shape? Are all questions that we need to ask ourselves. So before it was blue, now it's just, oh, that thing's white though. Before it was blue and now it's white and this color. So we can use our color mixer to handle that. It shouldn't be an issue at all. But hopefully I built this factory where the RGB definitely exists. This, however, is a bit more of an issue because I was 3/4ing it. But let's work on one of them first. Magenta, magenta, and white. Okay, that's fine. So I definitely built this where red and blue exists. Let me just check they never need red and blue again. The red still needs to exist, though the blue doesn't need to exist ever again. So I can peel off the blue part and then I can mix it with the red part. I need a new red part because the red part still needs to kind of exist. So we'll grab this and we'll do some mixing somewhere. I think everything's sort of happening over here, right? So why don't we just mix over here as well? So let's bring our mixing blueprint. Red and blue is going to make 2 magentas, which is perfect because I need 2 magentas. One of the magentas is going to go color the bottom layer of this. So I should just be able to plug that in right there. Then the other one is going to need to change a little bit. Where was the other one being produced? The other one is being produced currently on this side. I can either run the magenta over, or I can run the shape over. I believe it's wiser to run the shape over, but to this 3/4 shape, I need to asymmetrically cut it apart first because this thing is it's not just straightforward, right? Can I keep this painter here somehow and asymmetrically cut it? Let me have a look. Do I have an asymmetric cutter? Would it be in my blueprint design series? Half cutter asymmetric. Oh my god. I'm so clever. I've made all of these blueprints before. Just patting myself on the back. Don't mind me. So one side of this should be half and one side, perfect. This, it needs to be on the top right and this needs to be flipped the other way. So is it clever to just rotate this whole thing 90 degrees? Is this just literally giving me... Because there's rotations involved. I don't know how this is cutting. Maybe I'll just do... Look, I have the blueprint points. I'm just going to do this the lazy method, which is rotate everything into the right orientation here. It costs more blueprint points, but I can afford more blueprint points now. That's a 180. This one is also a 180. Don't tell me that's also a 180. No, that's a counterclockwise 90. So we'll get a counterclockwise 90 going on there, and that should give me my shapes in the correct orientation. This part needs to be colored red, so you can go and just go straight into this red painter. The other one needs to be colored magenta. So now this shape is going into here. So, oops. So maybe magenta can come meet it over here. It makes more sense. Eventually, these two parts of the factory need to be stacked together. So I'm not super worried. But essentially this and this, I'm creating a little bit of spaghetti, but you know what, it's fine because I'm sure I need to redesign this anyway in a bit when things change. But basically that and that need to be painted like this, and that should give these two shapes the correct color. but I do need to merge them now back together, right? So I need a stacker. Bottom and top doesn't matter for this, so I will just stack them any which way. We can cut these belts and we can get that going again, and these two should now be the correct shape. We can get rid of this to help it out a little bit, and that is already producing the new... Oh, wait, guys, wait a minute. This needs to be white. We forgot about the white. So we need another magenta. Yeah, we need another magenta. There's no way around that, right? We need another magenta. This is red. Bring that here. Where can we mix white? We want to ideally mix white somewhere close to where it's going to paint, which is around here, right? So we'll bring the colors down this way and we'll mix white here. Something like that. And we can start. I think that's enough room to mix white. Maybe I should leave a little bit more room. But to that, I also need to add green. So make sure I do that. Nothing is ever that easy, right? I thought I had it done quick and easy, but that's not exactly the case. But basically, these just need to go through mixers, and I'm not even going to worry about volume because I can get 4 belts of white out. But why do I need 4 belts of white? I don't know. Let's get these two mixed first then. So get a color mixer. They can go into here. Like that and like that. And then 1 belt of the result of this can go mix with the blue. Give a little bit of room. And we can plop down another. Oh, we can plop down another one. And then we can get the result of that to paint this white. Oh, it feels so good to be using my modular blueprints again, guys. I don't have to design bespoke crap every time the game throws something new at me. I can just use all my Mark III modular blueprints. If you haven't checked out how I made all these blueprints and you're interested, make sure you go check out my channel. It's got a blueprint design series where I slowly piece together all these cool blueprints in the smallest form factor my brain allows me to do and try to make them as pretty as I can. But yeah, that should get theoretically our shape out. We can check all the status of this. This thing hasn't been producing for ages, so obviously I've done something very wrong. So let's go check it out. So the uncolored circles are coming in here. They're getting colored red. The colored circles are coming in here. They're going through this checkerboarding pattern, and the checkerboard is coming out in the wrong orientation to this, I believe. Yeah, that's all that needs. I knew there needed to be a rotation at some point, but that's fine. We will just do any 90-degree rotation will do. And that should be that. All right, everything should be going now. We can get back to our blueprint factory. Oh, I went to get a drink of water and this thing's now done. So let's unlock this. I may be doing too many tasks at the same time, guys, because what do I need another one of these shapes? So the same shape as I made before, the emerald with the circle, but this time it's red. Excellent. Ugh. Emerald with a circle. What's making emerald with a circle? It's that and that, right? So I need to make that and that again. Oh, God. All right, game. All right. I'm going to give it a little bit of room, or I'm not going to give it a bit of room. I'm just going to do it back here now. I'm running out of space, guys. But this is the emerald 3/4 device that I need. And that'll give 3/4 emeralds. Then I need to bring that result. Oh, need to bring that result over here. Back over itself. And then it needs to meet a new belt of circles. Now I've run out of circles, so maybe it wasn't a good idea to do 2 shapes on the same thing. Oh man, I need 8 to do. Maybe they just need to be separate staging areas, I don't know. But what process happens to the circles? Some stuff happens to the circles like this to get it into a quarter, into the right orientation. Then they just need to stack the same way that stacks, and that gets me a new belt of this emerald quarter thing, and that needs to be colored red. So where can I paint that red? Where's my red? Red's over there. So let's just get that out over here somewhere. And back up a little. And get that painted red. People are going to watch my spaghetti factory and be like, what are you doing, man? I'm looking at my spaghetti factory and going, what am I doing? But yeah, let's get that painter on here just like that. And that should give me the red part. And the red part just goes on top of my existing part. So I will just get that and bring that over here, and then that should just stack onto this via a stacker. Running out of blueprint points, guys. Doing too many things at the same time. That's not the right orientation. So let's flip that and put that there, and that should give me the correct shape in theory. We'll check back in on it in a bit. These are going. Let's check the checkerboard thing to make sure that is indeed going. Wait, it's right here. It's been a while and it's still not going, but I believe that checkerboard is now in the correct orientation. Yes. Then it goes over here and then it stacks, and now it looks very much like it's in the correct orientation. Excellent, guys, excellent. Now can I get back to my task at hand, which is the blueprint factory? So these, yeah, white is being made, cyan's being made. I got 4 belts of each. Now I just need to deal with my shapes. So I'm just bringing in circles at the moment. So I need to make a new rail platform. So it's basically going to be a cargo loader, shape loader. It's going to be a 4 thing. Maybe I can just take one from one of my other staging areas, because that's got 4 loaders and unloaders, right? Let me just peel one from maybe here, because this has got exactly what I need with the stops all in place, so I don't have to do it again. We got more operator points, so let's claim it and let's get some technology points to get stuff going faster. Is it belt speed I need, or train speed, or capacity? I don't know, guys. I don't know. Let's get, I don't think the trains are an issue at the moment, so why don't we just get belt speed then? Then we can go over here. Oh, not over here. Over here near the circles. Where are my circles? Over here. And we can bring the circles in by train. So this train and this train, but I want 8 circles. Maybe I'll just bring it as 2 belts of 4 circles. That's probably the smarter way to do it, rather than have mass belt craziness going on later. So just belt it in any which way, it's fine. Like that. And then we'll belt that in as well. Just like that, and then we'll get these 2 lines hooked up. I still don't have signaling, so things can't share a line, but I have so many points now that I should probably get signaling done. But it's fine. We're basically going to belt this over somewhere. To our blueprint factory. Maybe like, wait, is that intersecting anything here? Nope, that's fine. Close enough is good enough. A little bit of belt travel distance is never that bad of a thing. We can get rid of this, and we can get that belted very similarly over here. Train railed, I should say, not belted. But like that. And then it can turn, and it can follow, and it can go up here somewhere. Now I need my unloading sections. So let's just steal some unloading sections from here, like this. I'll use the same spacing as well. So I'll get 2. Then we'll go back to our blueprint factory, and we will plop these down somewhere. Where should these go? I'm thinking, like, should they all just go in here and I can press my blueprint factory into this little hole, or not? Because I should just do this. This is probably the smarter way to do it. Then I have these 2 shapes. What other shapes do I need for my blueprint thing? So I've got 2 belts of circles, which I need. Then I also need emeralds and squares. So let's belt in a belt of emeralds and belt in a belt of squares. Well, I see emeralds right here. So let's get, I mean, we have 4 factories, so we only need 4 emeralds. So let's grab 4 emeralds. We're going to have infinite blueprint points like this, guys. Infinite blueprint points. How does that sound? Then we need our train loading. So grab our train loading like this. Bring it in over here. Hook that up. Staging is the way to go. I should have done this in my normal playthrough, but hey, that's the whole point of this game, right? You learn from experience. Instead of trying to find shapes in the world, use the trains to create a staging area for yourself to work in. It's so much easier. Kind of makes the game a little bit more boring, I guess. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I don't know. What do you guys think? You tell me. I don't know where this goes. I don't want to kink in the rail, but that's fine. Let's get one more here. What are these belts doing? Get out of my life. Oh, how did I get that exact? Amazing. All right, that's the emeralds done, and then we just need a square. Is there a square around here? There's a square here. Annoying. Is there a square over here? There's a square over here. Let's just do it from here because I don't want to change my rail system around. That's fine. Grab the square, we'll grab our rail. Bring it over. Like here, give it a bit of space to do belt stuff. Belt that in. Belt that in. Belt this in. And belt that in. And now we've got our staging area all ready to go. We need to link that up to our staging area. I should build the staging area out first, but that's fine. We'll just put it over here somewhere and then we'll figure out this. So we want that and that. Connect that up like that. Now we've got all the shapes we need for 4 sets of these blueprint factories, right? So we need to process these shapes. They all need to be processed in like exactly the same way. So maybe we can just like process it here, right? For example, these circles all need to be 3/4. So why don't we just add our full to 3/4 like right here? Like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. This is so dumb. Because we know we're going to be utilizing all of these shapes, right? And this needs to be full to 3/4 as well. Is that right? And that gets our 3/4 circles to which we need to add these shapes. So for these, they need to say this one needs to go into this one. So let me have a think. That is that a square? Because I can't see anything. That is the emerald. Why is one of my emeralds not being picked up? Because it must have missed the loading. Yeah, it will get picked up. That's fine. So these emeralds, they need to be quartered first. So did I leave myself enough room for the quartering process? So in my blueprint toolbar, I need to get my quarter destroyer. There we go. And that needs to happen here as well because I only need 1/4 of the squares in theory. Now I need to piece these together. So I know the quarter comes out the bottom right and the whole comes out the top. So one of these needs to rotate to the top. So from the quarter bottom right, it needs to do a counterclockwise rotation. This set of blueprints was not efficiently designed to work with what I'm doing right now. So it's a little bit painful. But now these all need to be sort of paired up and stacked together. So if we somehow pair these up, what's the best way to pair these up into stackers? Should they come down? Do they have enough room to come down? Oh, they barely have enough room to come down. I'm going to do something super janky because I don't have enough room to come down, right? They need to come down like this and then get stacked on top of each other. Like that. But does coming down and stacking on top of each other even make sense? I don't know. We'll find out. There's going to be a little bit of belt spaghetti going on here, guys. But basically, this needs to copy like this. And this needs to stack with this. Alright, let's get these stacked somehow. What is the best arrangement of stackers I can do for this? Let's have a look. Like here and like here. And then one space to get out. 2, 3, 4. Now I'm thinking this rail should be over on this side to make everything easier. Oh man, I don't want to create spaghetti like this. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if this factory looks good. I can already see this is getting a little bit messy, but that's fine. We'll get that to go there. That to go there. And there. And that to go there and there. Doesn't have to be hyper efficient. Just has to work for now. How do I get these out now? Let's have a look. That can go 1, 2... Bring this one down as well, and then bring this one out. So we've got our 4 belts of this shape that we need. Now we need to do the same thing with the other shape somehow. Where do we do it? I mean, I guess this belt can come around the other side and meet it over there somewhere, right? So basically we need, and then we've got our belt of colors over here. So we're going to do it here. Let's see. We can bring this belt. We can do the same thing here. So we can copy this belt system. Unselect these platforms with control. Hello? Control. Copy this belt system over here. And then these 4 can come around the back. How about that? There's probably things I can do with the train to make this a little bit better, but oh well. This will be fine for now. Making 4 factories at a time is kind of challenging, isn't it? Alright, so now we've got these 4 and these 4, and they can do a very similar but flipped version of this, maybe? So I just flip this and line them up somehow. Is that lined up? I believe that's lined up. So I just need a... Is that lined up? No, I think I'm like 1 off. Is it 1 off? I can't tell. Bring this out 1. It's a little bit off because of this jump here, so they're not exactly perfectly symmetrical, but that's fine. Bring that in here, bring that up like that. Then we will bring these belts in. Hey, look guys, I'm out of blueprint points. Amazing, right? My blueprint, I invested my 1,000,000 blueprint points into doing this. But once we have these shapes, they need to get painted a particular color, or they probably need to be rotated before they get painted. Is this in the right rotation? This thing is not in the right rotation. So all of these need a 90-degree rotation, and we could probably just do that here. Oh man, I'm running out of everything. Do they need to be rotated? Let's see. This thing is facing on the top right. Then the square needs to be opposite to it, which I doubt it will be. So maybe just one of these needs a 180-degree rotation just to save myself some blueprint points, because I am running out of blueprint points, and this is probably going to kill the rest of my blueprint points, honestly. 180-degree rotation. Oh man. The inefficiencies. Look at that. All my blueprint points are gone, guys. But now they're all rotated in the right orientation. They need to be painted as well. So I need to bring my 4 painting belts over to paint these shapes. So maybe the painters can go like this. Let me just cut this belt. Then I need 4 painters. Maybe I should just do 1 at a time. Because once I run out of blueprint points, this thing can help me generate more blueprint points, right? So if I flip this, we'll just do 1, because we are definitely running out of blueprint points. But the paint needs to go in from this side, and this shape needs to be... Is that the cyan or the white shape? That's the cyan shape on top. Let's see if the white shape is being made. The white shape is being made here. So let's get the cyan belt over. Like this. And then that can just peel 4 times, right? Down this way. That's fine. Then the output of this needs to be stacked. So how am I going to get the output out of here, guys? Probably the output needs to go down that way. There's going to be like 4 outputs. Let's just get 1 output going first. Like that. No, that's not going to work. Let me just try to figure out this thing. Let me just put the platforms down so I can visualize it. So they're going to be like that. And there's going to be 4 outputs like this. But how's the paint going to get into these platforms? I need to give it room, right? So something like this, then that, and then that, and like that. And then how are these going to get out? Let me think. Maybe they can hop over the paint. That would make more sense, right? So this is dumb. But this is probably smarter to do that. And then the belt here goes under like this. Like that. So basically then they can get out. This is the dumbest, this is the worst factory I've ever made. There's no efficiency about this factory. Alright, so I'm running out of blueprint points and I can't do these tasks, but this should get me the right thing. So this is giving me the right shape. The notch is in the bottom right. And this thing's notch is in the top right, which should technically be the correct shape. Now I got to get this side painted white. So these all need to also go into painters without rotators. So we'll just do 1. And it probably needs to be flipped. No. Flipped, rotated. Yeah. Okay. Now I need a similar setup over here, but with the white belt. So we need to bring the white belt over somehow. And it's probably best to do it because there's no way it's getting through this mess of shenanigans. So I'll probably just get it to go through the rails around the back here, like this. And then it needs to be 1 tile out and go down and meet that. Great. So now this is getting painted. The output of that is going to follow a similar pattern. We'll peel that in and get that painted white. We'll validate this works with 1 and then we'll copy over the design for everything else. How does that sound, guys? So basically this is going to do the same trick as this. We'll give it plenty of room because there's going to need to be like four stacking things. We're going to do the same stacking shenanigans that we did here, but since I don't have any blueprint points at the moment, it's going to have to, maybe we should do it like right in the center, like here. Now the top and the bottom does matter in this case. Wait, let me do it with regular platforms to see how much room I need to give it. So the closest one's going to come out from here. So at least, so this is the closest I can start without creating any shenanigans. We will give one tile of space is enough for wherever I'm going to output the final result. But that's going to be the final one. So we can put a real stacker in this place. And the shape, the white shape is on the bottom. So if we put a stacker down like this, that is indeed, nope, that's not the right way. We need to flip this and rotate it right here. And that should be the correct thing. So the result of this shape should go into here, and we will finish this as we get the blueprint points to do so. And we should get blueprint points much faster now. Oh, that's not right. We need to get this one over like this. This thing probably needs some room for the other ones to come out, eh? Because at the moment, nothing else is coming out except this first one. So this belt needs to be like a little bit further out. Like this. And give that plenty of room. And that is my final output, guys. That is the final output. So when belts come in here like this and this, let me just test how am I going to get these 4 final shapes out and where I'm going to do the loading. So if there's belts in like this, then that's a bit crazy to get the final shape out. To do something like that. Well, I mean, this one can just go out. It's fine. We'll figure it out when we get it. It's kind of hard to visualize everything without everything existing, but that should be fine. That should be fine. That should get stacked. And now 4 of these need to go into a cargo loader and go home. So I should just take one of these cargo loaders, exactly how I've got it here, and then just ship it home into the vortex. That's the easy part. That's the fun part. So we'll just give it a bit of room for belt shenanigans. Then we can load that up, and now we can get that going back to home. You can just go through this thing, doesn't matter. Give it a straight shot home. Is it a straight shot home? It is. Almost a straight shot home, but not quite. There we go, just like that. And we'll tune, using the train stuff, we'll tune the speed at which this needs to go at. But yeah, this thing, the arrow is facing top right, so the notch of this thing needs to be facing the bottom left, which it is. This needs to be on the top, and that needs to be on the bottom, which it is. Everything is wonderful. Let's see if I can afford to put a second one down. So if I get a second one going, I just need a copy of this thing. Then the belt, yep, I get a copy of that thing, and I need a copy of this thing. And I need some fluids in there, and the fluid's already going into that one. Then that one needs to follow this out and go into this stacker, and this one needs to follow this out and go into this stacker, and this needs to actually be a stacker. Beautiful. And then that's our second belt out. Lovely. So we got 2 working. Can we do a third one, do you reckon? I don't know. That doesn't look like we have enough blueprint points, which means I probably can't do anything with these factories right now until I get more blueprint points. But look at that, guys. That is our blueprint shape. That is our blueprint shape, I believe. We'll never know until it gets delivered. We won't know, will we? But once that starts getting delivered, I can decommission my old blueprint factory and save myself some CPU space. But at the moment, I need that old factory to generate more blueprint points to finish the new blueprint point factory. I really want to validate this is correct shape. I don't want to end up building this, running out of blueprint points, and then going, oh no, I got the wrong shape. So it definitely 100% is the right shape. I think it is the right shape, yes. Okay, cool. Let's pick up some operator points before we leave, and we'll probably call it the end of the episode here. I'm not going to pick up these operator points, but we got 16. I think we can do like train capacity. Nope, we can't. All right. Well, that's the end of it. This episode. We did really good work. We've sketched out our new blueprint factory. We can probably change the marker to over here. We'll right click the marker, move, save, and that's it. We've got our blueprint factory done. It's beautiful. It's much better than the old blueprint factory. And we are ready to complete. Look at all these tasks ready to go. We're blitzing through this faster than I can keep up now, but we do need more blueprint points, so I might let my game run for a little bit between now and the next episode, and when we come back on the next episode, we will continue on and forge on with our tasks. Oh my god, I just realized this thing hasn't been building this entire time. Let me fix that real quick before I go, because I don't want to make this mistake where we're waiting for the milestone. Not that we're waiting for these milestones anyway, so it's not a big deal. But let's just figure out what the heck is going on. That's red, that's magenta, and then they're getting stacked together. Oh, one's not in the right orientation. This thing's not in the right orientation. I made it flip that way, but it should be flipping to the bottom. So it's coming out on the left, and it just needs a 90-degree counterclockwise rotation. The amount of times rotation has got me in this game is ridiculous, so don't you worry about that. It's counterclockwise rotation. Can you give me a shape preview of some sort? Yeah, that's right. That should work now, and that should stack, because at the moment it is stacking weirdly. It is stacking, so that's fine. All right, cool. We got more milestone points to claim. Maybe we can grab ourselves a lovely little train capacity thing now, and yeah, we are all good. Oh, I didn't want train capacity. I should have saved it for these things. Get everything going faster. But everything's going really fast now. I'm really happy with the pace the game has gone. We've progressed really well. We've set everything up for ourselves really well. We've got our 3 staging areas. All our milestone shapes are giving us a lot of points. So everything is happy, and we're getting a lot of blueprint points now. So we've got 435k already. At the start of the next episode, we'll finish off our brand new blueprint point factory with the new points that we have, and then we'll let that accrue a bit, and then we'll get back to our tasks, we'll get back to our milestones, and everything will be awesome. But yeah, I'll probably let it run for like 30 minutes between now and the next episode. So if you've enjoyed the episode, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss out on future episodes. Otherwise, I will see you in the next one. Have a good one, guys.